So it's happening. It looks like we're going to have global digital ID pretty soon. And the guy who's leading the charge right now is Sam Altman. Is this the guy we want in charge of this? I'm just saying, like, do we really want Sam Altman, who I think is one of the biggest con artists in tech right now? That's my personal opinion. I think he's a huge con artist. And we're going to talk about his business dealings with Microsoft and whatever. But I would not trust the makers of ChatGPT with rolling out the basically the mark of the beast, I guess, depending on who you ask, right? I mean, this is crazy. A lot of people have had discussions about the digital ID thing. And of course, you know, we've talked about it here in regards to video games because they seem to be pushing it more and more in the gaming space. In fact, Ubisoft the other day is like, yeah, we need to know where you live, what state you live in. And pretty soon, I think to get on the internet, you're going to need some kind of digital ID. And some people are clapping like seals for that. They think it's, you know, the right thing to do because think of the children. And that, I believe, is a Trojan horse. I think that, yeah, we do need to be concerned about the safety of children online for sure. Really, parents need to be parents and watch what their kids are doing online, but I digress. But this is going to be used to sneak in digital ID on a case-by-case basis or business-by-business or service-by-service basis. Eventually, it's all going to coagulate into one global ID tracking system. Like, we're almost there. And, you know, I think the end stage of AI is for the AI to basically try to micromanage us, like it's trying very badly to micromanage YouTube, and trying to maybe draw some connections that aren't quite there. I mean, hell, we have AI in cars now. Geeky sent me a story the other day that if you get in your car and you act like you might possibly maybe be drunk, the car won't even start. I mean, you could be having a bad day. You might have had a fight with your girlfriend or boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things could be going on. But yeah, this is concerning. I think people should be concerned. And this is definitely not the guy to be spearheading it. But again, you know, just look into internet privacy or digital ID. And we've got the Treasury report pushing digital identity to strengthen their crypto oversight. Got to make sure you get that tax money. Britain is pushing hard into digital ID. Reason Magazine last year, governments are pushing digital ID. Are you ready to be tracked? It doesn't matter. It's going to happen. Hell, you carry a cell phone, you're being tracked. You know, but it's going to get worse, is what I'm saying. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe. More pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You know the drill. You know the drill. This is coming from restofworld.org. U.S. companies back Sam Altman's World ID, even as much of the world pushes back. The biometric ID project has been halted and investigated in multiple countries, but it recently partnered with Tinder, Zoom, and DocuSign to verify users. So Sam Altman-backed technology that many governments rejected is finding traction in the American corporate world. On April 17th, World, this is just what it's called, World, a project designed to distinguish humans from bots using biometrics, announced strategic partnerships with Tinder, Zoom, and DocuSign. The three companies will use World's digital identification to verify users, aiming to reduce deepfakes, scams, and other fraudulent activity, and also track you, and also probably sell your data to advertisers. So whatever TV you watch, wherever you're watching it, your hotel room or whatever, you're probably going to need an ID to get onto the internet, and then you're going to be bombarded with a bunch of ads based on your browsing history, because it's all going to be tied to your ID. He's calling it proof of humanity. The World Project was launched by Tools for Humanity, a startup co-founded by Altman. Again, the bot master. The company scans people's irises and assigns them a proof of humanity. What if you don't have any irises? What if your eyes got gouged out because you saw something on the internet you didn't like? You dump some bleach on your eyes, and like, what if you don't? In 2023, World installed several. Oh, this sounds dystopian as fuck. Okay. In 2023, World installed several orbs, physical spherical biometric imaging devices that scan a person's iris in various cities across the globe. They ask people to scan their irises and create an ID, at times offering a sign-up bonus of $50, $50 to be tracked forever in crypto, to encourage registrations. The cash for data plan, however, did not go down too well. In the last three, okay, this is like right out of Avengers. Remember Loki pulled that guy's eye out? Oh my God. And you know people are going to do that, right? Like if you can't access your bank without your iris being scanned, if you can't play Fortnite without scanning your iris, somebody's eyes are getting plucked out. I'm just saying. In the last 3 years, several governments in Asia and Africa have halted world's operations due to concerns about the collection of biometric information from their citizens and the violation of privacy laws. Parts of Europe have banned it outright and called for the deletion of log data. In Latin America, signups are on pause with several probes underway. That'll be the next step. You're not going to stop with the eyes, bend over. Surveillance whistleblower Edward Snowden, yes, has criticized World, which was called WorldCoin until October 2024, for cataloging eyeballs. The company, which claims to have verified more than 18 million people across 160 countries, continues to expand worldwide. It's been currying favor by releasing studies about support from citizens in Portugal, Spain, and South Korea. On April 16th, it published a blueprint for how companies can grow their revenue with its digital ID. Grow their revenue. Yep, here it is. The revenue potential from World ID. AI is eroding the foundations of the internet. We're going to create the... Okay. Let me get this straight. Sam Altman, who is helping to erode the foundation of the internet, is backing this company complaining about how AI is eroding the foundations of the internet. We're going to create the disease and then we're going to sell you the cure, which is actually worse than the disease, is what I'm hearing. I'm just saying. In April 2025, the company had set up with 7,000 orbs across 6 cities in the U.S. Many of them continue to operate as legal safeguards about biometric data collection, and cryptocurrencies are less strict and uniform across American states and the European Union. So how long till we have these orbs on drones and they just like show up at your house and be like, we got to make sure that you actually live here. You got to make sure. Here's a timeline of their troubles. Co-founders Alex Blania and Sam Altman announced WorldCoin, conceived as a digital identity system linked to crypto-based financial networks. Okay, they reveal a new device called the Orb. This is the first time I've heard of this. Like I wasn't really paying much attention, but it kind of got snuck in during the pandemic. And it's Sam Altman who's enshittifying the internet. And he's gonna offer a solution. Does that not seem weird to you? It seems a little weird to me. Oh my God, is Sam Altman the Antichrist? I can scan the irises of 700 new people per week. 2022, an MIT technology review investigation reveals world's unethical practices when onboarding test users across Africa and Asia. This sounds great, including deceptive marketing practices. July of 2023, Tools for Humanity launches World ID with plans to install iris scanning orbs in more than 35 cities across 20 countries. The company offers to pay $50 in crypto. In 2023, August, Kenya pauses biometric verification, and they have a 15-person team investigating it. In December of that year, reports suggest World halted signups in India around 4 months earlier. Brazil and France disappear from the official list of countries where orb verification is available. March of 2024, Spanish regulators halt World's operations following complaints of minors' data being collected. Let me restate that. Spanish regulators halt World's operations following complaints of minors' data being collected. And this whole thing is, think of the children. We're going to scan kids. Adult users say they're unable to withdraw consent for sharing personal information. Portugal bans data collection, citing similar issues. In April of 2024, Argentina's Buenos Aires accuses World of using abusive clauses in contracts. In May, Hong Kong's data watchdog conducts 10 covert visits at 6 premises linked to World and orders the company to cease operations on account of unnecessary and excessive data collection. In June of 2024, the company decides to hold off on relaunching operations in Spain. Kenya drops it. December 2024, Germany asked world to delete data that doesn't align with the European Union's general data protection regulation. Boy, people hate this. January 2025, regulators in Brazil banned Altman's firm after discovering it was paying citizens for iris scans. It breaches their laws. March 2025, Brazil reaffirms the ban on World, exposing the company to a daily fine of 50,000 reais, which is $8,800 if it resumes data collection. Oh boy, to Sam Altman, $8,800? Yeah. May 2025, the Indonesian government temporarily suspends data collection. October 2025, Philippines also orders them to halt operations. November of that year, Thai authorities shut down their biometric data collection. And of April of this year, WorldCoin announces partnership with Tinder, Zoom, and DocuSign. So it's cool in America. It's cool as long as you have a corporate blessing. This is some crazy dystopian hell here. Like, this is nuts. And the thing is, people are going to absolutely just welcome this with open arms. I think it's if they can't push it openly, they're going to be covert about it. Be like, oh, you want your whatever XYZ thing, you want your driver's license, you want your whatever, you got to get your iris scanned by the orb. You wait, give it 5 years, 3 to 5 years, and they're going to be doing this, in my opinion. So let's talk about OpenAI while we're at it. Again, I think Sam Altman's one of the biggest con artists in tech right now. According to CNBC, OpenAI shakes up partnership with Microsoft, capping revenue share payments. That doesn't sound good. OpenAI and Microsoft announced major changes to their working relationship. Microsoft license to OpenAI intellectual property will no longer be exclusive. Somebody's running out of money. OpenAI will keep paying a revenue share to Microsoft, but Microsoft will stop paying one to OpenAI. So they were buddies for a while, Microsoft and OpenAI, and Microsoft is basically like, yeah, we can do the AI thing without you. We don't need you. Thanks for giving us all your information there, Sam. We don't need you. As part of the new agreement, the company said revenue share payments from OpenAI to Microsoft will be subject to a total cap, but they will continue through 2030, independent of OpenAI's technology progress. Microsoft no longer needs to determine if, Microsoft no longer needs to determine its response if OpenAI finds that it has reached artificial general intelligence, AGI, which is a term for an AI system that rivals or exceeds human intelligence. We are not there. This is, I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen soon. Even the best AI is incredibly stupid. It really is, unless they're holding out on us, which is true. It's very possible. It could be possible that Skynet does exist. We're just not letting you use Skynet for $20 a month or whatever. We're keeping the good stuff for ourselves. So the revenue share between the two companies has existed for years. OpenAI will pay Microsoft the same percentage, 20%, as part of the new deal. They're hurting for money. OpenAI is going to run out of money. Microsoft, the way they're going to run out of money. And it's all chasing AI. The two companies said Microsoft remains OpenAI's primary cloud provider, and OpenAI products will ship first on Azure unless Microsoft decides otherwise. Well, they probably will. Microsoft's been one of OpenAI's longtime backers, investing more than $13 billion into the company since 2019. The companies have continued to tout their relationship as core and strategic, but shown signs of strain in recent months as the partners move on to the other's turf. In a memo earlier this month, Denise Dresser, OpenAI's revenue chief, said the partnership has limited our ability to meet enterprises where they are. We don't need you anymore, right? So now he's looking for a new scheme, which is let's get these corporations to scan everybody, and then we can control and monetize them better. I say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but there's no good intentions here. This guy's a menace. Sam Altman is a menace, in my opinion. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.